Chapter 13. Leo Matin opened the door of his apartment. He was barefoot. A napkin was tied around his neck, and a bit of carrot and a crumb of bread were caught in his mustache. The smell of mutton stew wafted out into the cold, dark street. "It is Peter Augustus Duchesne," said Leo Matin, "and he has his hat on his head. And he is here on the ground instead of up there, acting like a cuckoo in a clock." "I'm very sorry to disturb you at your dinner," said Peter, "but I must see the magician." "You must what?" "I need for you to take me to the prison so that I may see the magician. You are a policeman, an officer of the law. Surely they will let you inside." "Who is it?" said Gloria Matin. She came to the door and stood beside her husband. "Good evening, Madame Matin," said Peter. He took off his hat and bowed to Gloria. "And a good evening to you," said Gloria. "Yes, good evening," said Peter. He put his hat back on his head. I am sorry to disturb you at your dinner, but I need to go to the prison immediately." "He needs to go to the prison?" said Gloria Matin to her husband. "Is that what he said? Have mercy! What kind of request is that for a child to make? And look at him, please. He is so skinny that you could see right through him. He is, what is that word?" "Transparent?" said Leo. "Yes," said Gloria. "Exactly that. Transparent. Does that old man not feed you? In addition to no love, is there no food in that attic room?" "There is bread," said Peter, "and also fish, but they are very small fish, exceedingly small." "You must come inside," said Gloria. "That is the thing which you must immediately do. You must come inside." "But," said Peter. "Come inside," said Leo. "We will talk." "Come inside," said Gloria Matin. "First we will eat, and then we will talk." There was in the apartment of Leo and Gloria Matin a wonderful fire blazing, and the kitchen table was pulled up close to the hearth. "Sit," said Leo. Peter sat. His legs were shaking and his heart was beating fast, as if he were still running. "I do not think there is much time," he said. "I do not think that there's enough time truly to dine." Gloria put a bowl of stew in Peter's hands. "Eat," she said. Peter raised the spoon to his lips. He chewed. He swallowed. It had been a long time since he had eaten anything besides tiny fish and old bread. And so when Peter had his first bite of stew, it overwhelmed him. The warmth of it, the richness of it, knocked him backward. It was as if a gentle hand had pushed him when he was not expecting it. Everything he had lost came flooding back. The garden, his father, his mother, his sister, the promises that he had made and could not keep. "What's this?" said Gloria Matin. "The boy is crying." "Shh!" said Leo. He put his hand on Peter's shoulder. "Shh! Don't worry, Peter. Everything will be good. All will be well. We will do together whatever it is that needs to be done. But for now, you must eat." Peter nodded. He raised his spoon. Again he chewed and swallowed, and again he was overcome. He could not help it. He could not stop the tears. They flowed down his cheeks and into the bowl. "It is very good stew, Madame Matin," he managed to say. "Truly, it is excellent stew." His hand shook. The spoon rattled against the bowl. "Here now," said Gloria Matin. "Don't spill it." "It is gone," thought Peter. "All of it is gone, and there is no way to get it back." "Eat," said Leo Matin again, very gently. Peter looked the truth of what he had lost full in the face, and then he ate. When Peter was done, Leomatine sat down in the chair beside him and said, "Now, you must tell us everything." "Everything?" said Peter. "Yes, everything," said Leomatine. He leaned back in his chair. "Begin at the beginning." Peter started in the garden. He began his story with his father throwing him up high in the air and catching him. He began with his mother dressed all in white, laughing, her stomach round like a balloon. "The sky was purple," said Peter. "The lamps were lit." "Yes," said Leomatine, "I can see it all very well. And where is your father now?" "He was a soldier," said Peter, "and he died on the battlefield. Vilna served with him and fought beside him. He was his friend. He came to our house to deliver the news of my father's death." "Vilna said Gloria Matin, and it was as if she was uttering a curse. "When my mother heard the news, the baby started to come. My sister, Adele." Peter stopped. He took a deep breath. "My sister was born and my mother died. Before she died, I promised her that I would always watch out for the baby. But then I could not, because the midwife took the baby away, and Vilna took me with him to teach me how to be a soldier." Gloria Matin stood. "Vilna!" she shouted. She shook her fist at the ceiling. "I will have a word with him." "Sit, please," said Leomatine. Gloria sat. "And what became of your sister?" said Leo to Peter. "Vilna told me that she died. He said that she was born dead, stillborn." Gloria Matin gasped. "He said that? But he lied. He lied. He has admitted that he lied. She is not dead." "Vilna!" said Gloria Matin. Again she leaped to her foot and shook her fist at the ceiling. "First the fortune teller told me that she lives, and then my own dream told me the same. And the fortune teller told me also that an elephant, would lead me to her. But today, this afternoon, I saw the elephant, Leomatine, and I know that she will die if she cannot go home. She must go home. The magician must return her there." Leo crossed his arms and tipped his chair back on two legs. "Don't do that," said Gloria. She sat down again. "It is very bad for the chair." Leomatine came slowly forward until all four legs were again resting on the floor. He smiled. "What if?" he said. "Oh, don't start," said his wife. "Please don't start." "Why not?" From somewhere high above them there came a muffled thump, the sound of Vilna beating his wooden foot on the floor, demanding something. "Could it be?" said Leo. "Yes," said Peter. He did not look up at the ceiling. He kept his eyes on Leomatine. "What if?" he said to the policeman. "Why not?" said Leo back to him. He smiled. "Enough," said Gloria. "No," said Leomatine. "Not enough. Never enough. We must ask ourselves these questions as often as we dare. How will the world change if we do not question it?" "The world cannot be changed," said Gloria. "The world is what the world is, and it has forever been." "No," said Leomatine softly, "I will not believe that. For here is Peter standing before us, asking us to make something different." Thump, thump, thump went Vilna foot above them. Gloria looked up at the ceiling. She looked over at Peter. She shook her head. She nodded her head. And then slowly she nodded it again. "Yes," said Leomatine. "Yes, that is what I thought too." He stood and took the napkin from his neck. "It is time for us to go to the prison." He put his arms around his wife and pulled her close. She rested her cheek against his for a moment, and then she pulled away from Leo and turned to Peter. "You," she said. "Yes," said Peter. He stood straight before her like a soldier awaiting inspection, and so he was not prepared at all when she grabbed him, pulled him close, enveloping him in the smell of mutton stew and starch and green grass. Oh, to be held! He had forgotten entirely what it meant. He wrapped his arms around Gloria Matin and began to cry. He began again to cry. "There," she said. She rocked him back and forth. "There, you foolish, beautiful boy who wants to change the world. There, there. And who could keep from loving you? Who could keep from loving a boy so brave and true?"